Wow, Jamani, how time is passing. Is Moi truly already 30 years old? I do not know if all of you know that history of improvement accident care in Tanzania is actually nearly 40 years old by now. It started, among other events, when Professor Sarungi came to Switzerland to be taught in one of the AO courses in Davos about modern principles of fracture treatment, and I happened to be his table instructor. This led to a dinner of Swiss speciality, which Professor Sarungi did not like at all, but gave him the opportunity to share his problems and dreams about fracture care in Tanzania, and some years later me to follow Professor Sarungi's call to Muhimbili, where at that time we were 4 orthopedic surgeons only. It became quickly clear that in order to improve fracture care to Tanzanians, there was need to establish an infrastructure enabling modern treatment, to train key doctors and specialized nurses as trainers of the future, and to establish a financing system for this type of sophisticated treatment in not shifting budget allocations from primary health care, allowing equal access to care, especially to the poor and the rich, and to enable extra income to staff in avoiding a brain drain to private clinics. It followed 7 years of preparing for MOI, where we opted for an Act of Parliament as a base for long-term self-sustainability and stability. This was no easy task to build a hospital, to establish it as an independent entity within Muhimbili compound, to get the political support at ministry and parliamentary level, and to fundraise in Switzerland to finance the first phase of MOI, and to convince the Swiss government to support phase 2 and 3 of MOI as well. To select doctors to go to Switzerland and Germany for sometimes many years of training, and to get the professional support of AO International for short-term trainings, and to conduct the first ever African AO course. In short, these were pioneer days, but all what was dreamt of was achieved. A lot has happened since these pioneer days. MOI has grown and improved further and further, and has trained many more Tanzanians who serve their nations and become self-reliant. Hongera sana to the today's management, doctors, nurses and all other personnel of MOI of today. You are doing a very important work for patients and for your nation. As I've turned 70 this year, and I'm not called Mama but rather Bibi now, you may allow me to give you some thoughts about what, besides treatment, being it simple or sophisticated, being it in Tanzania or somewhere else, is of importance in truly caring for your patients. Always remember that the patient is a human being, and you are holding sometimes his precious life, always his quality of life, his ability of working, and with this his ability for caring for his family, and much more in your own hands. Treatment also means ethics in respecting, being humble, listening, showing dignity, assuring equal access to care, especially for the poor, and most important, to ensure patient safety. In the center of care is the patient only, nothing else. With these few words, I only wish MOI the best, the wisdom to improve, the humbleness to face the challenges, God's blessing, and the success it deserves for its future. Thanks for being there, and for being my soulmate throughout. Asanteni, shukran, Mungu awabariki wote.